365 Days of Horsemanship, day 116. Not a bad day today. I felt a little bit pushed for time. I had another 12-hour shift. And I came up not really with any plan. I'm still kind of working through this burnout. Next week I'm going on holiday for a week. Not really sure how I'm going to manage the uploads during that week, so I really don't want to leave you guys for like a whole 5 days. So I'm going to try and find a way to work that out, but I'm going on holiday for a week. And so I'm kind of looking forward to that, just so that I can get a rest and come back really, fresh-minded. Tomorrow I also have some time in the morning, so that's good. But yeah, today I didn't really have any plan other than that I wanted to feel good. And actually it went okay. I came up to Mia first, stayed on the same pattern that we've been on the last 2 days, where I'm just walking until I get a focus change, a category change from self, eating the grass, to anything else. I will take anything else at this point. And actually it went quite well. I got a few category changes, to be fair. And I tried really hard not to stay longer than one breath. And I had it in my mind where I was just walking around, and then she would start sniffing the environment, like sniffing some of the poos, or she like looked up once or twice, and I was able to just stop and be in flow with her just for like 1 or 2 breaths. And I was very careful. I think there was maybe one time that she, or maybe 2 times that she moved like one step and just moved me slightly, just literally before I moved. But it was only really, I felt like I was, like half a breath late, where I was just like leaving after she'd already moved me rather than before. But I think it's still progress, and I'm still pretty happy with it. And there were definitely times where I felt that I didn't stay too long and I just got moving again, which was nice. And at the end, she actually walked up to me, and I was able to give her some scratches. And then she touched her nose to my hand, and I was able to just be in flow with her again, just for like 1 breath. And yeah. And that was good. And so I left it there, which was good. So I felt good about that. That definitely feels, I'm trying not to be too optimistic about the progress, and try to be like pragmatic about the fact that also I definitely think, I don't think she needs more food, but I think that there's a less of an abundance of grass in the field that she was in, or the field that she is in. And I think that always changes her motivation, because the power of the grass is less. And so she's more interested in other things. So I'm trying to keep that in mind, because definitely yesterday as well, I felt that change of focus from her, and she was definitely interested in me as I came to the gate today, which she isn't usually. So I think it's that as well. But, I'm okay with it. She's still, in as much freedom as she can be. And so, yeah, I'm happy with that. It's just, I just got to keep going. There is something quite magical, actually. I think there's this fear, I think for most of us, who do this freedom-based training method do have this fear that it's just going to be deathly boring, and you're just going to be walking for hours on end and nothing will happen. And weirdly, I think it's like so exciting when it works, when it really works, and you're not trying to make it work, when you're literally just no expectations, no intentions, just reacting and walking and just being in supportive leadership with no expectations. And she doesn't need to do anything. She is free to be whatever she wants, and I'm not trying to change her at all. And then it does work, and it does seem to change her, and that's really exciting. And so that is actually a really powerful motivator that for me personally is more exciting than any other method of dominant training I've ever used. And yeah, so that's really good, definitely. So I feel positive about it, and I just got to be appreciative of that. I went to see Lawrence, took some sulphur down for him, for his dorsal line again. We're back on the sulphur. I have ordered like an immune boost with echinacea, and I've also put him back on his probiotic, just for 20 days. And I'm going to see how he is, because I'm going away, which is good for me, because I find with him, I find it really difficult to judge, because I see him every day and I look so intensely that I find it quite difficult to judge changes over time, unless it's something really significant. So I'm quite pleased I'm going away for these 5 days, because obviously I'm going to leave, and then when I come back that should be a whole 5 days of change. And I do feel like that really helps me to assess if that, like, the feeling, like if he feels better. So a lot of it for me is really on feeling with him. Yeah, so I came down to him, I brought the sulphur with me, and just tried to play the same game. It was easy. I think I very easily got trapped into the more dominant pattern of just putting the sulphur on him and expecting him to be okay with it, and like just accepting it when he walked away. And I did that 2 or 3 times before I had to remind myself that actually this is not the way. And so then I started getting the sulphur, because it's like a powder, it's like pure sulphur powder. And so I get the powder and I just put it in my hand and just let him sniff it, just like I would with the halter or anything else, just build that curiosity. And when he's curious, I take it away. I put it back and I take it away. And it did get better after that. I was able to put it on him then that one application after that without showing it to him. I then did end up going a bit too fast the next time. And I didn't offer it to him first, which again was just like, I don't know. I think it's like force of habit. Like, I think it's such a shame that so much of these communication methods are not taught in horsemanship and in the riding school, because I think it's so ingrained to put that dominant pressure on and just expect a response and create a response, that it's like almost like muscle memory. And so I then had to kind of remind myself again to go back and you know, let him be curious. And actually it went okay, and I was able to rub it all along his back after that. And he definitely was still tight, and there's still work to be done, and he could still be more comfortable with it, still more like in acceptance, rather than in tolerance. But I think it's good. I think it's going good. I think it was fine. Then I did a little bit of massaging with him and had a little bit of a rest, did some more massaging, then he licked and chewed, and I left. And I didn't feel like I achieved much. And just as I was leaving, I thought, well, yeah, but that's because you didn't ask him for very much other than this sulphur. Like, I could have started asking for yields and all of those kinds of things, but I didn't. And I think I just need to start building that in 1 or 2. I think I had it in my mind like, oh, it's a short session, I don't have time, but there is time to ask for 1 yield. There is time to ask for 1 rock, you know, to rock his chest once, to rock his hindquarters once, you know, just once or twice during the session. I think I just need to start building that in, because otherwise it's never going to get there, you know, because it is a marathon. It's about lots of repetition of the same thing over and over again. And I need to just start doing it, and not expecting a response. It's definitely a lot of deprogramming of my own impatience and my own, I guess, wild. I'm just trying to tame my wild, I guess. But it was good. I'm happy. I feel good overall. A positive day.